Hey folks, it's Maxwell here and welcome to another TWIX video, or TW9. I'll decide what I'm going to call it at one point. But basically here, I'm basically left off with the video before. I've booked the show. Now normally I'd go, oh, we won't show any of the show before we jump into it, keep that suspense. But there was a few things I didn't touch on in the last video. It took me 4 days to book this show. The basis of being back at work, lack of time, trying to educate myself on the company I'm actually wrestling on. So I must say a big thank you to Ace Cody on the Grey Dog Software forums. He basically done a guide on 21st Century Wrestling, and I kind of read that, gave me an idea. Just really to know what I'm working with in this particular company and with the Cornellverse. So it will take me a bit of time. The first few episodes will be rusty. Basically seeing what works, what the characters are, what we've got at our disposal, and the people we can bring in. But as I say, after I imagine about 6 or 7 episodes, we'll have a proper swing at where we are with the company, what each person represents, what their characters are like, and where we can go going forward effectively. So it'll be a learning curve for myself and everybody. But yeah, I was really intrigued when I finished that wee video we done before, because obviously I hadn't booked the show, I was just getting into it. Very interesting, the pre-show screen, the chance to leave workers off the show, and it's tricky for me because I know a lot of people do book a lot of things in advance, but especially like television, there'll be a lot of people like enhancement talents where I'd kind of want to use them for squash matches. I don't know if I'll utilise that too much, but I felt a lot of options there. Nice way to basically set up the show, so I was quite a fan of that. And I noticed, because I want to touch on this before we actually book the show, this was causing a bit of controversy with people. I can see why people would hate it. I can see why people would like it. I think it's going to make it a bit slower for me, just in the fact is I was always one that just went 1v1 attack angle when I used the angles with before. Of course, we do have the quick angle situation here, which could help, so that might help a lot of people, but it's different from what it was before. But I do like the fact this is going to give me a lot of text for this particular save, so hopefully it should help me in that regard. Obviously, that'll give you a full roster there, and then obviously the various roles you want them in. So if you want them to be a victim in an attack, to do anything, so I'm really intrigued to see how it goes. I'm intrigued to see if promos can go longer than 5 minutes. I'm sure something was mentioned in one of the development diaries, or in the thread at least, and I never quite remembered because I had to try and remember so much. But I don't want to go ahead and say, oh, it's fantastic, it's going to be great. I think it will split people. People like it, people won't. Yeah, I'll see how it goes. I think this particular save, the creative save, it could be good, but it might annoy me when it comes to the for the sickos save. Quite interesting, you can add parts now, so we can obviously have like promo battle possible after it when the second person comes in as part 2. Part 3 can then be an ambush. So quite intrigued to see how lengthy you can go with segments, because obviously in real life you do get segments that go 20 and 30 minutes. But anyway, on to today's show, the first ever one, so this could be rough, but we'll see how it goes. I've managed to get the 2 storylines moving along. I don't have 5 in total yet. I kind of wanted to just kind of look through people, use the storylines that we had at the moment, which was Absolute Bedlam, so Bedlam versus Rolly Muckletruck, taking care of business, which you can see there. We're going to continue on the Cornellverse, but we'll explain that as the show goes on. The future is now, so that's going to be the 2 megastars, Wade Orson and Lee Burton, and we're going to have Unharmed and Dangerous, which is people within the tag team division. But I say a lot of people that I'm still, it'll take me a few weeks to kind of understand everybody, but they have a pay-per-view in like a week and a bit's time, so we have to kind of start building towards that. We set 1 match tonight, the rest along the way. So yeah, sit back, relax, and for the first time, I'm going to note this down, with the amount of matches, to see. Well, actually, I was thinking there, would the beta count towards the achievements? Because technically it's a fresh install for the full game. I might just take it and then I'll subtract it by however many matches I manage on the beta, because I know it's been class to see people been getting all the way through to March, and I was like, there's no chance I'm going to get the time to do that. I'd love to, but No, I've barely had a chance to play my PC, my Xbox, you name it. But anyway, enough of life. This is for TW. Let's go. So, we begin a new era of 21st century wrestling. We have the living legend that is Tommy Cornell. He enters the ring to great applause, and we're going to hear some words from him. And he says, "Hello everyone and welcome to another year of 21st century wrestling, another year of Britain's premier promotion. Now, as much as I wish, I hope, I desire this will be the continued growth of our fantastic company, it does come with the sad news that this will be my final run. I don't know exactly when it will end, but when the time comes, I'll know. I wish to give each and every one of you the best run I can. I hope to help nurture and develop the next generation of stars here in 21st century wrestling and finally slay the company of my cousin, Edward." Did I write more? I'm sure I wrote more. Is this not going to let me go down any further? That's going to be a bit annoying. I already can't remember. That's not ideal when you get one take at these. But basically, the purpose of the kind of thing here was, so Tommy Cornell wants to get his hands on Edward Cornell. As AC Cody put on the thread, it is very much like a Bryan Danielson type run. But the good thing is you get an advance warning when he intends to retire, so that probably will spring something on us, but that's what we're going to head towards. So I'm going to assume I didn't add more, and I think we do hear from Edward later on the show. I did book this over 2 days, so yeah, and about 4 sleeps and 4 naps, so things will be a bit over the place. But anyway, 83, that's a good start promo-wise. Tommy Coley enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and perform well. Edward improvised, although he wasn't there. Well, they go part 1 and part 2, so that makes me think he was there. And the game's just not letting me see the rest of it. I'm sure you used to be able to edit stuff. Oh, well, there we go. Apparently I can click on it, so there we go, there was more. So, double click, and that'll give us the rest of it. So, a bit annoying, but again, beta, we're still learning stuff. So, Edward does come to the ring, he comes out with the whole, whoa, 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 cuz, finally slay 21st century wrestling of me? Boy, I'm here to stay. I'm here to make your final run a living hell, and that's even if you can get to me. Because it doesn't matter if it's Adam Matrivers or if it's you. The house of business runs this business and we own this house. So if you want to get to me, you can start tonight in the main event against BW Eddie. So there you go, guys. If you do type out a massive segment and it doesn't all show, double click. And that'll bring it up. So crowd heat at the end was simmering. 83. On to the next. I'll probably disable sounds going forward because I feel that might get a bit annoying. So the first ever match in TW. We'll go with TW9. In front of 5,800 people in southern England. We had a decent matchup that saw Jonathan Foss defeat the Welsh Dragon in 6:24 with the Devil's Drop. The crowd heat at the end was simmering. The wrestling rating was a 56. The crowd rating was a 55. And that gave us a segment of a 59. So, how does a 56 and a 55 equal a 59? We'll find that out, but that's going to show that maybe we need to get both of them quite decent if we're going for any of these 100s. But basically, Foss stable is what I'm going to push. I feel obviously if you book the leader strong, the group will follow. And just again, I think he was on like low momentum. The momentum wasn't, I think it was poor, so at least trying to push that going forward. Jonathan Foss has debuted a new spot that got him great heel heat. His psychology will be helped by being able to use it as a go-to spot in the future. Perfect. So we have a promo with Jonathan Foss and the rest of Hellbound are in the background. 21st century wrestling, you surely haven't forgotten about us now. I'm one of the most dangerous men in this company. I've got a black heart, I've got a grave digger, and I'm going to ruin you. Of course, his stablemates. Who in this company is going to stop us? We have many targets in 21st century wrestling, and week by week, watch your back. You don't know when will appear, but we will. So just a 44 for this one. Again, the crowd's heat is simmering. But I feel like you can utilise a good promo alongside getting these guys over as well. Again, learning about everybody here. Next up, we had a terrible matchup. We had Riddick Jordan defeat Forrest Charmer in 9:48 with a flying headbutt. This one again with the crowd simmering. 46 for the wrestling, 38 for the crowd, 52 segment. The purpose for this one was, I think these were two of the up-and-comers, but I just felt like Riddick Jordan was probably in a position where he could go with the win. You'll see a lot of ones where the younger talents will maybe lose, but you hope they, as much as they won't gain like popularity, they may develop a skill set. So you can crossing both bridges with skill set for the younger, but the popularity and momentum for the older veteran. But a good one there. I don't know if we can click on Jordan here. No, we can't. So again, still learning about a lot of people. Sometimes it's noticeable. So next up, we cut to a backstage promo with Landon Mallory. Remember me? The much hyped up South African superstar, or Superman even, Landon Mallory, and I'm here to remind you of the hype that I had, because it's not disappeared. Believe it, because SAS is going to run the world. So it's just him reminding people that there was a lot of hype about him before he was poached to 21st Century Wrestling, and he's going to show how good the South African Superman is. 62, worked the crowd well, and benefited from a hot catchphrase. Next up, but didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling. Sebastian Collar defeated Chris Knightley in 5:55 with the Hamburg Rock City. Knightley was one that was recommended in the blog thread, but Collar obviously is more over, so I tried to utilise it for that kind of way. 40 wrestling, 42 crowd rating, 54 segment. Knightley off his game, but it is what it is. The crowder is continuing to simmer, that's not very good. Hopefully we can pick them up at one point. Next up, we see the young up-and-comer Reese Pendragon backstage, and out of nowhere he's ambushed and attacked by Edward Cornell. He continues to kick him down, and then just starts screaming at him. I know about your relationship with Tommy. Don't even think about it. Don't get involved in our matters. You're just going to continually get hurt. So in 81 segment here, the crowd heat was simmering. Basically, when I was reading the bios, Reese Pendragon is the protege of Tommy Cornell, so that obviously has a link there. And the idea with the kind of feud will obviously take place over a couple of months, but it's basically having the House of Business, and then it's going to be Tommy Cornell plus a few of the kind of younger talents together, and they're going to basically collide in some big matches. He kind of drags through a younger generation before he obviously retires. That's the plan. Whether it'll be wrestlers within the company, there'll obviously be a few people that I'll look to purchase and bring in, whether that be for other companies or free agents, because I don't really know the world too much. I think I've done like 3 or 4 months as TCW in the last TW right at the start, and then obviously just played the real world mods. But as I say, I'm determined to learn Cornellverse. Next up, I bet had some decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, as Rolly Muckletruck defeated Smiling John Smithy in 5:46 with a powerbomb. 53 for the rating for the wrestling, 54 crowd, 66 for the segment. This one again is just building up the popularity momentum for Rolly Muckletruck. Not the easiest one to get off the tongue, but he got a mic after the match and he had a few things to get off his chest. Now you guys know I love to have fun here in 21st Century Wrestling. I might be Scottish, but you've taken me to your hearts as I run through this company and kick a lot of arses. It's bad when a Scotsman's trying to over-emphasise the Scottish accent. However, it's been 47 days now since I lost my UK Championship. In Bedlam, I haven't forgotten about you. Bedlam cost them that title. I'm now going to create some Bedlam here in 21st Century Wrestling when I kick your arse. So when you get your arse into gear, we are going to war. So these two are going to collide at one point very, very soon. Might even be the pay-per-view, the Steel City Challenge. The 68 continues their storyline, but it lost a little bit of heat. Next up, tag division action. Decent matchup. Crouching Storm, Hidden Sifu defeated Cool 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 in 12:28 when Sifu pinned Philip Cooper with the double back fist. Match was designed to tell a specific story. That was our storytelling match of the night for the product. Crowd continues to simmer. 63, 67, 57. So that's interesting that the segment rating drops compared to the rest. But the purpose for this one was a tag match that I think they have them in a feud, or at least I think Storm and Sifu are. and yeah, get some positive momentum. Just again, learning about our roster. Next up, but they had some decent reaction from the crowd. Subpar Wrestling, Bedlam defeating Andrew Lee in 7:54 with the Bedlam Bomb. This one also was designed to tell a specific story that Bedlam is going to cause Bedlam. Sadly, he was off his game and these two didn't click, and it showed in their performances. So overall, only a 53, but yeah, it was just really Bedlam coming out after what happened earlier on. And it finishes up with just picking up the victory. And he just looks down the screen, laughing hysterically as he clearly provokes Rolly. So it's just him, like, I kind of like look at him and go, like, he's very, like a maniac, like a very, I don't want to say this, but a very, like, angry, roided up Uncle Fester. So 63, and yeah, just continues there. If you're interested, it doesn't continue the storyline, even though we would have had thingy off screen. Rolly. Keep going to say Rory. Next up was a decent matchup. It was the former world champion Lee Burton defeating Michael X in 10:27 with the belly to belly suplex. Still a simmering crowd, but overall these ones got a 71, so good stuff there. The former champ with a good performance. He then picks up the mic and he's got a few words to get off his chest. 301 days, the time of a lifetime, all ruined by you, Wade Orson. I'll never forgive you, and I will end you to ensure I recapture my 21st Century World Championship. I've invoked my rematch clause, and at the next pay-per-view, because I'd forgotten what it was at the time and couldn't get back to check it, it's basically the Steel Cage City pay-per-view, so these two will collide in a steel cage. Your title reign will meet its early demise. So book that one in straight away. Lee Burton, Wade Orson, steel cage. I'll probably actually do it like Lethal. I'll do it like Lethal Lockdown. I don't want to do every match in a steel cage, but maybe like 3 of the like maybe 6 or 7 matches we'll have. Again, how many matches you have on show, well, that's obviously down to preference. You can have the AWA of about 14, the WWE of 5. 7 works, or 8. But anyway, 82, and that was just to build up that segment and get the storyline going. Our main event was decent. Tommy Cornell defeats BW Eddie in 12:09 with the Rough Ride, a 68 wrestling match, 69 crowd, 71 segment, and the storyline advances, and Eddie was made to look particularly strong. So good stuff there. Tommy Cornell helping people get over, but one person of the House of Business has fallen. Who will be next? Tommy Cornell kindly used his superior skills to make BW Eddie look potentially strong, or particularly strong, sorry. This match was no better as a result. So, the show was only a 65. The show lost popularity in 6 regions, of course, across the UK, so I might need to watch that because of if it drops to 77, we could be in problem. We do increase our popularity in 33, so I know they're trying to expand in Europe and various others, so that may help. The general feeling is that 2-1 CW, 21st Century Wrestling, doesn't have enough storylines rated hot or above going on, and the fans were slightly disappointed that more of the storylines furthered during the show and didn't have dramatic stakes. Again, it was always going to be a kind of a learning curve, because it's like my first ever time booking them and kind of seeing what and what. I think we'll probably lose pop for like maybe the first couple of weeks, and we'll probably get that storyline message as well. I want to try and keep it on because I want to leave a wee element of challenge, because like stuff like natural growth limits and strict storylines I'll probably turn off in the other save. And this one, although it is going to be creative, we'll try and bring that bit of challenge. So that's the first show in the books. If you are booking 21st Century Wrestling, let me know how you're getting on. If you have anyone you can recommend in the C-verse that I could work with, let me know, because this is basically a complete learning curve for me, and it's going to be tricky, but I'm looking forward to it. So cheers for watching. Hope you have all enjoyed the game. As I say, it's interesting debate so far. I mean, it's been one show, but you know what I mean. Just learning everything that's different and everything that's still the same from the last game. And yeah, I'm looking forward to when the game fully launches very, very soon, because I'm not sure when this actually goes live, but obviously the full game releases on Saturday. But thanks for watching, take it easy, and remember, check out the Fantasy Bookers subreddit, a lot of good stuff on there. Grey Dog Software forums, bethebooker.net, TWDB as well, all great places. And I'll see you for the next one. Take it easy, bye bye. See you soon.